Say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Winnie.
Woo.
Hi.
Hi.
Guess where we are? You won't guess. You might guess, but you won't guess. We're in the airport hotel, ready, waiting to fly to Seville tomorrow morning because Mary's about to run her first
Marathon.
bath. Oh no, marathon. So we're just trying to get a nice early night because we've got a 7:15 AM flight and we thought we'd stay in the hotel the night before. We want to relax as much as possible in the next couple of days. We look like two floating heads. So you're about to come with us on Mary's first ever experience of a marathon, my first ever experience of running a marathon with no decent training behind me. We're going to take the GoPros with us and kind of share with you everything that's going on over the next couple of days, registration and then the race. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it?
A bit. A lot. Very
a lot.
exciting.
Right, sleep. Bye-bye.
Night.
It's just gone 5 AM and it's actually our first lesson learnt is before we even get into the airport, isn't it, Mary?
My fault.
Yeah. When you walk from where you park your car to the airport, take into account the fact that it's a minus a billion degrees in the UK, even if where you're going is nice and warm. It's so cold. Should have worn coats. Have you noticed the pattern emerging every time we come to the airport?
No, just make sure I don't want to nick into the others.
This is part of our ritual as well. We're in Spain, man.
Blue sky.
Blue sky. So 2 days out, what I thought we would do is just quickly talk about our plan for this day, but also our general plan for the time that we're in Seville. We're obviously doing it on the noisiest road that we can just for fun, but the main thing here is we're trying not to get carried away with the tourism aspect of being in a new city, because we could get very excited about being here in Seville and wandering around the streets and blowing our legs to smithereens, as I have done in the past, so it is learning from experience, but we're going to try and keep it on the down low today, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just going to head to the expo and get our numbers.
Yeah, expo now, wander around, and then I think we're just going to go to the pool.
Yeah.
And just chill by the pool. So the first thing is, don't fall into that trap of tourism if you are here purposefully to run a marathon. But obviously do if you want to see the city as well. It's that balance, isn't it? It's getting it right. It's actually quite cool in here, isn't it? It's quite a big warehouse with lots of stuff going on, and Mary's got photos taken, trying to drink it all in. What are we doing now? Yeah, look at the jacket. We're going to go and eat now, I think, because I'm starting to get to the point where hangry is happening and it's not a pleasant experience for anyone.
Me too. That's definitely not pleasant.
So while the camera's propped up with some impromptu breadsticks, I thought it was worth touching on your kind of diet and in the lead up to the race, because what is really important here is that you don't overthink it. We're just chilling out, we're going to eat whatever we want, whenever we want. We haven't got a program of carb loading or anything like that, because actually the evidence says that it doesn't work for everybody. It can really, really work for you, or the complete opposite, where you have a salad before you train and train fasted and things like that can really work for other people. So it's very individual, and again, it's what you practice in your training and your everyday life that really you should take into your race day prep. It shouldn't be anything to do with carb loading at the last minute. If you've never done it before, it could actually have real adverse effects. So, you know, I'm just having a hamburger and chips because I'm on holiday, and that's what I tend to do when I'm on holiday. Mary
God
doesn't.
knows what I'm having.
Mary doesn't know what she's having because we ordered in Spanish, and our Spanish. I did French GCSE, and Mary did German, so our Spanish is not on point. But the man said like that, so I think that means it's nice.
Yeah, but that wasn't the thing I'd suggested.
No.
But we'll see. He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah. This is the life.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby. So the other thing that we do on top of the whole food thing, what's the word? Nutrition. Forgot the word nutrition for some reason. But the other thing we do on top of our nutrition is we keep on top of our hydration all of the time while we're away. So these are some electrolyte tablets, and we drink a lot of water, and I actually don't drink anyway, so alcohol's not a factor for me, but Mary's really cut down on the alcohol that you've been drinking in the lead up, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't really drunk for probably 4 weeks, but I mean I had a couple of glasses of wine like on a couple of days.
And it's important to note actually that this is not us preaching to you, you've got to stop drinking if you want to run a marathon or do anything. We're just sharing what we do, and yeah, everyone has to find their own way, and I'm certainly not judging anyone for having a few beers the night before a race or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like, well, I don't know because I haven't run a marathon yet, but like what you feel, what relaxes you or what makes you feel good and makes you feel ready. So for me it was like definitely a whole week with 0 alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, find what works for you, but one of the key things really is just to keep your hydration completely topped up. Should we sunbathe? And leading on from resting in the day, you've got to make sure you really look after your sleep in the night time. So I've got to be a little bit quiet because she's asleep back there, but I would say spend as much time in bed asleep as you possibly can. On the lead up to the race, we're making sure we get at least 8 if not 9 hours sleep both nights, just to make sure that we're refreshed but our body is fully ready for what we're about to put it through, which is probably a good segue into me getting to sleep right now and seeing you in the morning. Oh, I've got to turn the light off. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my breakfast for a test drive. So sometimes when you stay in hotels or when you're abroad, you can't always get the same breakfast that you want and that you would usually have if you were in your home country. So what I'm doing now is trying out a few things from the breakfast bar that I think might work for me tomorrow. So I'm gonna have, I mean, if you pan down, it's quite embarrassing, but I am having cereal first with milk because I know I like it, I know it works, but then I'm also going to go and have some yogurt and fruit and take things on a test drive to see what will work for me tomorrow morning, because this is where we're staying. Better get tucked in. Oh, feel like we learnt a lot there, do you?
Definitely.
So I know what I'm going to have for my breakfast tomorrow. Mary knows what she's going to have for her breakfast tomorrow. And we feel a little bit more at peace with ourselves. And now, the only thing that we've got left to do, well actually, let's talk to you on the way. And one of the final things we like to do before race day is take a wander down to the start line where it's possible. So considering we're on holiday and we know where the start line is, we've taken a walk down here because we're just trying to eliminate all of the unknowns from our day, especially our race day. And we now know that it took how long to get here? 10 minutes to walk down here from our hotel, which is, you know, absolutely perfect. We're not relying on public transport, we're not relying on trains or buses. It's just our feet will take us 10 minutes to walk here, and more importantly 10 minutes to get back to the hotel after the race, or crawl back to the hotel, or whatever happens to us.
Yeah, we've literally had a practice of tomorrow, like the breakfast and the walk, so yeah, we know the drill.
Oh, that was nice. We've just had a really lovely sit down and lunch with our friends. We didn't think that there was any point in filming that because at the end of the day you've seen us eat already. But it does bring us on to about the final thing that we want to do before our race kicks off, and to do that we need to get back to the hotel. Right, and now that it's mid to late afternoon, we're back in the room for the foreseeable future. We've got one more thing that we think it's quite vital to do for both of our pieces of mind, which is...
I'm going to try on my outfit.
Yeah, we're essentially, Mary's going to try on her outfit. I'm going to lay my outfit out. I actually got to call it running gear, but I'm going to lay it out. We're going to get all of our nutrition and hydration out ready and just make sure we've got everything good to go, so that if we have missed anything off, then we've got enough time to put that right?
Yeah, and just see how it feels, and yeah.
And there we have it. The final bit, what we call a flat lay, hey? And that is the final piece of the puzzle for us getting ready. Oh, I've zoomed in for marathon day, right? So we're controlling what we can control, what we controlled.
We've practiced what we're going to eat tomorrow, how we're going to get to the start line.
What we eat in the lead up to it, our nutrition during the race we're controlling because we bought our own gels.
Tried on what we're wearing,
We're running it, we've walked to the start line. We're basically controlling what I call the controllables, and that way the things that you're not in control of on the day, like exactly how the race goes, are more likely to go positively if you can control the rest. And it might sound anal, it is a little bit, but I'm a firm believer that if you can control what you can, then the rest takes care of itself. So Mary, good luck tomorrow. You'll be amazing on your first marathon. I'm just going to try and crawl to the end, and it's going to be funny no matter what. See you soon.
Bye.